Good morning students, how are you all? I hope you all are doing well. My dear students, in this video lecture, we will solve CBSE class 12th mathematics sample paper of term 2. So before starting the questions, we will discuss about the paper pattern. So let's discuss. Dear student, in your term 2 examination of maths, there will be only 3 sections, A, B and C. Okay, in section A there will be only 6 questions, in section B 4 questions, and in section C there are also 4 questions. Okay, 6 questions will be of 2 marks, 4 questions will be 3 marks, and 4 questions will be 4 marks. Here you can calculate 12 marks, 12 marks and 16 marks. 12 marks plus 16 marks, these will be equal to 40 marks. Okay my dear students, this is the your paper pattern of term 2. So now we start from the question number 1. What is the question number 1? Find the integration of 1 upon cos square x into 1 minus tan x whole square. Okay, you have to find the value of this integration. So my dear students, tell me one thing, can we write sec square x instead of 1 upon cos square x? We can write sec square x dx upon 1 minus tan x whole square. Okay, now we can let 1 minus tan x is equal to t. Now differentiate with respect to t. Differentiation of 1 0 minus differentiation of tan x, it will be sec square x, and differentiation of x dx upon dt. Differentiation of t with respect to t is equal to 1. So here we can write minus sec square x dx is equal to dt, or we can write sec square x dx is equal to minus dt. So dear students, here we can put the value sec square x dx is equal to minus dt. So we can write minus sign out of the integration. So here dt upon 1 minus tan x means t. Okay, and here we have square, so t square. Now can we write t to the power minus 2 and dt? What is the integration of t to the power minus 2? It will be t to the power minus 2 plus 1 upon minus 2 plus 1. Okay, it is the formula of x to the power n. X to the power n is equal to x to the power n plus 1 upon n plus 1. So here we can write minus t to the power minus 1, okay, upon minus 2 plus 1 minus 1. Minus minus will be cancelled, and here t to the power minus 1, so we can write 1 upon t, but we can put the value of t. 1 upon t is equal to 1 minus tan x. Okay, t is equal to 1 minus tan x. So it is the answer of this integration, but here we don't have any limit. It means it is indefinite integration, so we will have to add any constant c. In question number 1 you have 2 choice, you can select any one of the questions. Okay, so in question number 1 we have another question, find the integration of mod x upon x. It is the question from definite integration. We have given the limits, minus 1 is the lower limit and 2 is the upper limit. So here we can see clearly we have given a modulus function. What is modulus function? Here we can write fx is equal to mod x, and instead of mod x we can write positive x or negative x. It will depend on x. If x greater than or equal to 0, we will write positive x, and if x is less than 0, we will write negative x. Okay, so here we can find the value of mod x upon x. It will contain 2 values. Mod x means x upon x if we are taking positive value, okay, and here negative value minus x upon x if x less than 0. So x1 ja x. Okay, here we can cancel. So we have these two values 1 and minus 1. We will take 1 when x greater than or equal to 0, and we will take minus 1 when x will be less than 0. So we can write into this form minus 1 to 0. Okay, we will break because we have given these 2 points minus 1 and 2. Okay, but 0 will lie between these 2 points. So limits will be minus 1 to 0 and 0 to 2. So minus 1 to 0, we have minus 1 dx plus, now we will take limit from 0 to 2, and in this interval 0 to 2 we have a positive value, that is 1. So here we can write we have given limit minus 1 to 0 minus 1 dx. So we can take this minus sign out of the integration. So here we have 1 dx. Integration of 1 is x. So we can write lower limit, upper limit plus. Same thing we will do here. Integration of 1 x. Lower limit 0, upper limit 2. Now we can put the limit. First we will put the upper limit and then taking negative sign lower limit. 0 minus. Instead of x we will put minus 1 plus. Same thing we will apply here. 2 is the upper limit, minus 0 is the lower limit. So minus in the bracket minus minus plus 1 plus 2 minus 0, 0. Here we have minus 1 plus 2. It means 2 minus 1 is 1. So my dear student, 1 is the correct answer. In question number 1, you have two choices. Okay, you can select any one of the question. So it was your question number 1. Now we start question number 2. So that the function y is equal to ax plus 2a square is a solution of the differential equation 2 into dy over dx whole square plus x into dy over dx minus y equal to 0. So in this question we will have to find value of dy over dx. Okay, and we can take the help from this function. Y is equal to ax plus 2ax square. Differentiate with respect to x. dy over dx is equal to a multiply 1, differentiation of x will be 1 plus 2a square is constant, its differentiation will be 0. So we can write dy over dx is equal to a. Okay. Now we will take left side, answer should be 0, that is right side. So we are taking left hand side, 2 into dy over dx whole square plus x into dy over dx minus y. 2 multiply, what is the value of dy over dx? A. So we can put, but here we have square, so we can take simply square plus x into value of dy over dx is a. So we will write x multiply a minus y. Y is equal to ax plus 2a square. Ax plus 2a square. Now we can simplify 2a square plus x multiply a, we can write ax minus ax minus 2a square. Okay, minus plus will be minus, so we can cancel 2a square positive, 2a square negative, ax positive, ax negative is equal to 0. So my dear students, we have taken left side and we get the answer 0, and 0 is right hand side. Okay students, it was our second question. Now we start question number 3rd. So in third question we have given if a cap, b cap and c cap are mutually perpendicular unit vectors, okay, then find the value of mod of 2a cap plus b cap plus c cap. Okay, so we have given a cap, b cap, c cap are mutually perpendicular unit vectors. It means if a cap, b cap and c cap are mutually perpendicular vectors, then a cap dot b cap is equal to b cap dot c cap is equal to c cap dot a cap is equal to 0, and if a cap, b cap and c cap are unit vectors, then magnitude of A, magnitude of B and magnitude of C will be equal to 1. Okay, and there is a basic formula in this chapter. A vector dot A vector is equal to magnitude of A whole square. Okay, you have to remember this formula. A vector dot A vector is equal to magnitude of A whole square. So here we have to find the value of 2a cap plus b cap plus c cap and magnitude. So can we write 2a cap plus b cap plus c cap whole square is equal to 2a cap plus b cap plus c cap dot with the same vector 2a cap plus b cap plus c cap. Okay, so now we can find the dot product. 2 multiply 2, it will be 4, and a cap dot a cap, so here we can write a cap dot a cap plus 2a dot b, it means 2 a cap dot b cap plus 2a multiply c, it will be 2a dot c plus b multiply 2a, so it will be 2b cap dot a cap plus b and b, it will be b dot b plus b and c, b cap dot c cap plus c dot 2a, we can write c cap dot a cap plus c b, c cap dot b cap, c dot c, we can write c cap dot c cap. Okay, now we can simplify. 4 into a cap dot a cap, a dot a, it means modulus of a whole square, so we can write a cap square plus 2 a dot b, a dot b we have given equal to 0, so we can put 0 plus 2 a dot c, a dot c or c dot a is the same thing, so we can write 0 plus 2 b dot a or a dot b is equal to 0, we can put 0 plus b cap dot b cap, so we can write b cap mod square plus b dot c, b dot c, it is 0 plus 2 c dot a, it is also equal to 0, c dot b, c dot b or b dot c is the same thing, we can write 0 plus c cap dot c cap, it will be c cap mod square. Now we can put the values. 4 multiply a cap mod is equal to 1, a cap mod is equal to 1, so we can put 1, but we have the square. Now 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus b cap mod square, b cap is equal to 1, so we can write 1 square plus 0, 2 multiply 0, 0 plus 0 plus mod of c is equal to 1, so we can write 1 square. Here 1 square means 1, 1 multiply 4, 4 plus 0 0 0 1 1 plus and 1. So it is equal to 6. Okay, so dear student, 6 is the value of mod of 2a cap plus b cap plus c cap whole square, but we should remove square. So what will we get? 2a cap plus b cap plus c cap is equal to square root of 6. Okay, so square root 6 is the correct answer. Okay, so it was our question number 3rd. Now we will start question number 4. In question number 4 we have given a line passes through the point with position vector 2i cap minus 3j cap plus 4k cap and makes angle 60 degree, 120 degree and 45 degree with x, y and z axis respectively. Find the equation of line in the Cartesian form. Cartesian form means in the form of x, y, z. Suppose we have a line. We have a line, capital L. It passes through any point P and coordinates of P are 2, minus 3, 4. We can write here x1, y1 and z1. And in this question we have given an important thing is makes angle 60 degree, 120 degree and 45 degree. It means these are cosines. Okay, so here we can write L is equal to cos alpha, m is equal to cos beta and n is equal to cos gamma. Okay, alpha is the first one, beta is the second one and gamma is the third one. So we can put the values cos 60 degree, cos 120 degree, cos 45 degree. Okay, now we can find the values. Cos 60 degree is equal to 1 upon 2. Okay, cos 120 degree is equal to minus 1 upon 2. But how can we find? Can we write cos 90 plus 30? So cos 90 plus theta minus sin theta, and value of minus sin 30 is equal to minus 1 upon 2. Now cos 45 is equal to 1 upon root 2. Okay, we have written here L is equal to cos alpha, m is equal to cos beta and n is equal to cos gamma. L, m, n, these are the direction cosines. Okay, and direction cosines are the proportional with the direction ratio. And what is the equation of line passing through any point P, x1, y1, z1 with the direction ratio? Is x minus x1 upon a, y minus y1 upon b and z minus z1 upon c. Okay, equation of line. But a, b, c are the direction ratio and we must know direction ratios are the proportional with the direction cosine. So we can write x minus x1 upon L, y minus y1 upon m and z minus z1 upon n. So my dear student, in this equation we can put these values. So equation of line x minus x1, x1 is 2 upon L, L is equal to 1 upon 2 is equal to y minus y1, y1 is minus 3 but negative sign already we have, so minus minus plus upon m minus 1 upon 2 is equal to z minus z1, value of z1 is 4, so we can put 4 upon n, value of n is 1 upon root 2. Okay my dear student, it is your answer, but you can simplify this also. You can multiply by 2, okay, you can multiply by minus 2, you can multiply by root 2. Okay student, it was our question number 4. Now we start question number 5. In question number 5 we have given find the probability distribution of x, the number of heads in simultaneous toss of two coins. Okay, we have to find the probability of x, probability distribution of x, the number of heads in simultaneous toss of two coins. Suppose we have two coins, okay, and we tosses the coin simultaneously. It means we have a sample space. We can get HH, we can get HT, we can get TH, or we can get TT. Okay, it is the sample space. Let capital X be the number of head. Okay, suppose capital X be the number of head, so we can get 0 head. 0 head means 2 tail. We can get 1 head. 1 head means HT or TH. Okay, we have these two outcomes. Or we can get 2 heads. It means H or H. Then capital X is equal to 0, 1, 2. Okay, if we toss 2 coins simultaneously, it means we can get the result 0 head. 0 head means 2 tails, 1 head or 2 head. Okay, now we can draw the distribution table. Here we can write x and here probability of x. We can get 0 head, we can get 1 head, we can get 2 head. Okay, now we will have to fill the probability of 0 head, probability of 1 head and probability of 2 head. It is the distribution table of probability to get head in simultaneous 2 tosses of coin. So we can write 0 head. 0 head means tail. It is only one outcome out of these 4 outcome, 1, 2, 3, 4. What is the basic formula of probability? Probability of any event is equal to favorable outcome upon total outcome. So in our favor there is only one outcome, so TT. It means 1 upon 4. 1 is the favorable outcome and 4 is the total outcome. Okay, now we have to find 1 head. 1 head, 1 head. It means we have these 2 favorable cases, so we can write 2. We can write 2 upon total is 4. So 2 upon 4 means 1 upon 2. So we can write here 1 upon 2. Now in the next column 2. 2 means 2 head. There is only one outcome. Okay. So 1 is the favorable outcome and we have total outcomes are 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The probability of 2 heads will be 1 by 4. Okay, my dear student. So probability of 0 head 1 by 4, probability of 1 head will be 1 by 2 and probability of 2 heads will be 1 by 4. Okay, my dear student, it was very simple question. Now we start question number 6. The probability that it will rain on any particular day is 50%. Find the probability that it rains only on first 4 days of the week. My dear student, we already know in week there are only 7 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we can write Sunday, Monday. Okay, or we can represent by the numbers 1 to 7. We have to find the probability of rain on first 4 days. Rain will come, rain will come, rain will come and rain will come, but on the 5th day, 6th day and 7th day there is no chance to get rain. Now probability of rain is 50%. Okay, it means 50 upon 100. We can write 1 by 2. Okay, probability of rain we can represent by R. Probability of rain is 1 by 2. or probability of not coming the rain, it means r dash or r bar is equal to 1 minus 1 upon 2. It will be 1 upon 2. Now probability of rain, probability of rains only on first 4 days, first 4 days, okay, is equal to probability of first day is 1 by 2, okay, means P of R, and means multiplication, okay. You have to remember these two things. And means multiplication and or means addition. Probability of rain on first day 1 by 2, second day 1 by 2, third day 1 by 2, fourth day 1 by 2, and not coming the rain is also equal to 1 by 2, PR dash or PR bar. So we can write the same thing, 1 by 2, 1 by 2 and 1 by 2. So can we write 1 by 2 to the power 4 and 1 by 2 to the power 3, or we can write combinedly 1 by 2 to the power 7, 4 plus 3 7, 1 to the power 7 will be 1 and 2 to the power 7 will be 128. 2 1 जा 2, 2 2 जा 4, 4 2 जा 8, 8 2 जा 16, 16 2 जा 32, 32 2 जा 64 and 64 2 जा 128. So my dear student, 1 upon 28 will be the correct answer. So it was our question number 6 and it was the last question of section A. Now we will start section B from the question number 7. In question number 7 we have to find the value of this integration. Limit 0 to pi by 4 logarithmic of 1 plus 10x dx. Okay. Solution. Let I is equal to limit 0 to pi by 4 logarithmic 1 plus 10x dx. It is equation number 1. Okay. But we know there is a important property, limit 0 to a fx dx is equal to, we can write limit 0 to a f of a minus x dx. Okay. So we can apply this property. I is equal to limit 0 to pi by 4 logarithmic 1 plus 10, x means 0 plus a minus x, it means a minus x. So pi by 4 minus x dx. I is equal to limit 0 to pi by 4 logarithmic 1 plus, here we can apply the formula of 10a minus b. What is the formula of 10a minus b? Here we can write 10a minus b is equal to 10a minus 10b upon 1 plus 10a into 10b. Okay. So we can apply 10a. A means pi by 4 minus 10b. B means 10x upon 1 plus 10 into 10b. 10a means pi by 4 into 10x. I is equal to limit 0 to pi by 4 logarithmic, it will be 1 plus 10 pi by 4 is equal to 1, 10 45 is equal to 1, 1 minus 10x upon 1 plus 10 pi by 4 means 1, 1 multiply 10x, it will be 10x, okay, dx. So now we can take the LCM. 1 plus 10x multiply 1, it will be 1 plus 10x plus 1 minus 10x. So here we can write I is equal to limit 0 to pi by 4 and logarithmic 1 plus 10x plus 1 minus 10x upon 1 plus 10x. Okay, we can cancel minus 10x by plus 10x. dx will be same. So limit 0 to pi by 4 logarithmic 1 plus 1 2 upon 1 plus 10x dx. Here we can apply the logarithmic property. Logarithmic m upon n, it will be logarithmic m minus logarithmic n. So we can write limit 0 to pi by 4 logarithmic 2 dx minus limit 0 to pi by 4 logarithmic 1 plus 10x and dx. Suppose it is equation number 2. Now we have these two equation. Equation number first is I is equal to limit 0 to pi by 4 logarithmic 1 plus 10x dx, and equation number 2 is I is equal to limit 0 to pi by 4 logarithmic 2 dx minus limit 0 to pi by 4 logarithmic 1 plus 10x dx. Okay, now we can add both the equation, equation first plus equation second. When we will add both the equation, it will be cancel. 0 to pi by 4 logarithmic 1 plus 10x, it is negative, and 0 to pi by 4 logarithmic 1 plus 10x, it is positive. So here we get I plus I in the left side. Here in the right side logarithmic 2 is a constant term, so we can write out of the integration sign. Logarithmic 2 integration 0 to pi by 4 and 1 dx. Okay, and tell me what is the integration of 1? X. So we can write logarithmic 2 into x, lower limit 0, upper limit pi by 4. So here I plus I, 2i is equal to logarithmic 2 upper limit instead of x minus lower limit instead of x. Here we have logarithmic 2 pi by 4. So we can write pi by 4 into logarithmic 2. Okay, it is the answer of 2i, but 2 is in the multiplication in left side, it will be in the division in right side. So we can write I is equal to pi by 8 logarithmic 2. Okay, so pi by 8 logarithmic 2 will be the correct answer. Okay students, now we start question number 8. Solve 1 plus x square dy over dx plus 2xy minus 4x square equal to 0 subject to the initial condition y of 0 is equal to 0. It means 0 is the value of x and this one 0 is the value of y. It means we have given xy is equal to 0. When we solve this equation, in the last we will put these values and we can find the value of constant c. Now we start. We can write or we can divide by 1 plus x square. If we will divide by 1 plus x square, here we will get dy over dx plus 2xy upon 1 plus x square. So we can write 2x upon 1 plus x square and y we can write here in the multiplication. 4x square is negative in left side. We can take this 4x square in right side with positive sign. So it will be 4x square and we are dividing by 1 plus x square. So 1 plus x square will be in the division. Okay. Now this is a linear equation, so we can compare with this equation dy over dx plus py is equal to q. Okay, it is linear differential equation. Linear differential equation. Okay, so here p and q are the function of x. So what is the value of p? P is the coefficient of y. Here we can see clearly p is equal to 2x upon 1 plus x square. Okay, and q is equal to 4x square upon 1 plus x square. Okay, for finding the solution of this differential equation, we will have to find the integrating factor if. How can we find the value of integrating factor? There is a formula e to the power integration of p. Okay, e to the power, what is the value of p? 2x upon 1 plus x square. Here we can see clearly 2x is the differentiation of 1 plus x square. So it will be logarithmic denominator. Denominator is 1 plus x square. So e to the power, logarithmic e to the power. So we can write directly 1 plus x square. There is a property, logarithmic x which is e to the power x. So we can write directly x. You have to remember this property. This is very important property. So now we can find the solution. Solution of this differential equation. Y multiply if integrating factor is equal to q multiply if integration with respect to x plus c is any constant. So we can put the value of integrating factor y multiply if is 1 plus x square is equal to q is 4x square upon 1 plus x square, 4x square upon 1 plus x square. Q multiply if, value of if is 1 plus x square, dx plus c. We can cancel 1 plus x square, 1 plus x square. Here we get y 1 plus x square is equal to, we have to find the integration of 4x square. 4 will be out of the integration and we have x square. Integration of x square will be x cube upon 3, okay, x to the power n plus 1 upon n plus 1 plus c is any constant. So we can put the values of x and y. X is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0. Put x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0. When we will put x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0, left side will be 0 and right side this one term will be also 0. So we have c is equal to 0. C is equal to 0. It is the general solution. It is the general solution. But we have to find the particular solution because we have given the values of y and x. So we can put y into 1 plus x square is equal to 4x cube upon 3 plus value of c is 0. So we can write, we can take this 1 plus x square in the denominator of right side. So we have y is equal to 4x cube upon 3 into 1 plus x square. Okay my dear student, it is your answer. And in question number 8 you have two choices. You can select any one of the questions. After this question we will solve another question which is also the part of 8th question. Find the particular solution of the following differential equation. Differential equation is x plus 1 dy over dx is equal to 2 into e to the power minus y minus 1. Y is equal to 0 when x is equal to 0. It means we can find the value of constant c, and after finding the value of c we can put and we can get particular solution. So the given differential equation can be written as dy upon 2 e to the power minus y minus 1 is equal to dx upon x plus 1. Can we write? It is called variable separation. Dy upon 2 e to the power minus y and in the right side dx upon x plus 1. Now integrate both the side. We have 1 upon 2 e to the power minus y minus 1 dy is equal to 1 upon x plus 1 dx. Okay. Now tell me one thing, can we write 1 upon 2 multiply 1 upon e to the power y? Okay. E to the power y is negative, but we can write this power into denominator with positive sign, minus 1 dy is equal to 1 upon x plus 1 dx. Now we can take the LCM. So it will be ए टू द पावर वाई डी वाई अपॉन 2 1 जा 2 माइनस e टू द पावर y, e टू द पावर 1 जा e टू द पावर y इज इक्वल टू 1 अपॉन x प्लस 1 dx. So dear student, you can see clearly, if we will put 2 minus e to the power y is equal to t, let 2 minus e to the power y is equal to t, then differentiate with respect to t, we get differentiation of 2 0 minus differentiation of e to the power y e to the power y, and differentiation of y with respect to t, it will be dy over dt. Differentiation of t will be 1 with respect to t. So here we can write e to the power y dy is equal to minus dt. Okay, e to the power y dy is equal to minus dt, and it is very simple question. 1 upon x plus 1, it is in the form of 1 upon x, and integration of 1 upon x will be logarithmic x. So we can apply here e to the power y dy, so we can write minus dt upon 2 minus e to the power y, it is t, okay, is equal to 1 upon x plus 1 dx. So integration of 1 upon t will be logarithmic t, so we can write here logarithmic t, t means 2 minus e to the power y, and this negative sign will be in the right side. 1 upon x plus 1, it will be logarithmic x plus 1, and we can add any constant logarithmic c, because complete question is in terms of logarithmic, so constant we will add c. Logarithmic x plus 1 is negative sign, we can this logarithm into left side with minus to the power y plus x plus 1 is equal to the logarithmic In question number 9, we have given find the area of the parallelogram whose diagonals are represented by the vectors a vector and b vector. So my dear student, you must know what is the area of parallelogram whose diagonals are given. Suppose d1 and d2 are the diagonals, then area of parallelogram 1 upon 2 and cross product of diagonals. But here in this question we have given diagonals are a vector and b vector, so we can write here a vector cross b vector. And if we want to find the area of the parallelogram, we will have to find the cross product of a and b, and after that we will find the magnitude. So now we will find cross product of a and b with the help of determinant I cap, j cap, k cap. Coefficients of I 2 and 2, coefficients of j minus 3 and minus 1, coefficients of k 4 and 2. Now we can expand first row, first column, I cap. So you have minus 3 to the minus 6, minus 1 multiply 4, it will be minus 4, and because of this negative sign it will be plus 4. Now first row, second column, j cap. First row, second column, 2 to the 4, minus 2 4 the 8, plus first row, third column, k cap. First row, third column, 2 multiply minus 1, minus 2, minus 2 multiply minus 3, it will be minus 6, and minus plus 6. So 4 minus 6, it will be minus 2, so minus 2 I cap. 4 minus 8, it will be minus 4, and minus plus 4, j cap. 6 minus 2, it will be plus 4, and k cap. So it is the value of cross product of A and B, but we have to find the magnitude of A cross B. Minus 2 square plus 4 square plus 4 square, okay, and square root. Minus 2 square will be 4, 4 square will be 16, 4 square will be 16, 16 plus 16 32, plus 4 36. It means square root of 36 will be 6. But 6 is not the exact answer. We have to find the area of parallelogram, and area of parallelogram is 1 upon 2 and magnitude of cross product of A and B. So 1 upon 2, what is the cross product of A and B? 6. So 2 3 the 6, 3 square units. 3 square units will be the answer of this question. And my dear student, in question number 9 you have given 2 choices. You can select any one of the questions. So now we will solve another question which is given in the 9th question. Find lambda and mu if I cap plus 3j cap plus 9k cap cross 3i cap minus lambda j cap plus mu k cap is equal to 0 vector. So dear student, in this question we will have to find the cross product of these two vectors. Okay, suppose first vector is A vector and second vector is B vector. So we will solve this question with the help of determinant. Here I cap, j cap, k cap. What are the coefficients of I? 1 and 3. Coefficients of j, 3 and minus lambda. Coefficients of k, 9 and mu is equal to 0 vector, is equal to 0 vector. Instead of this 0 vector we can write 0 I cap plus 0 j cap plus 0 k cap. So we will write 0 I cap plus 0 j cap plus 0 k cap. Now we can expand through first row, first row, first column. So here we have I cap, first row, first column. So 3 multiply mu, it will be 3 mu. 9 multiply minus lambda, it will be minus 9 lambda, and because of this negative sign it will be plus 9 lambda. Minus first row, second column. From here we will take j cap, first row, second column. 1 multiply mu, it will be mu, minus first row, second column. 1 multiply mu, mu. 3 multiply 9, it will be 27, plus k cap, first row, third column. So 1 multiply minus lambda, it will be minus lambda, minus 3 multiply 3, it will be 9, is equal to 0 I cap plus 0 j cap plus 0 k cap. Okay, so now we can compare the coefficients of I cap, j cap and k cap. Here you can see coefficients of k is minus lambda minus 9, minus lambda minus 9. Minus lambda minus 9 is the coefficient of k in left side, and what is the coefficient of k in right side? 0. So here we can put minus lambda will be positive in right side. Here we will get minus 9. So value of lambda is minus 9, and here coefficient of j minus mu minus 27 is equal to 0. In the left side, minus and mu minus 27 is the coefficient of j, and in the right side 0 is the coefficient of j. So we are comparing. We can take this minus into right side, so there will be no difference. So mu minus 27 is equal to 0. We can write also. Okay, so here mu is equal to 27. Okay, so value of lambda is equal to minus 9 and value of mu will be 27. Okay student, it was our question number 9. Now we will solve question number 10. Find the value of lambda so that the lines 1 minus x upon 3, 7y minus 14 upon lambda is equal to z minus 3 upon 2, and 7 minus 7x upon 3 lambda is equal to y minus 5 upon 1 is equal to 6 minus z upon 5 are at right angles. Okay, it is first question. It is first part of question number 10. Also find whether the lines are intersecting or not. It means in this question we have to find value of lambda and also check lines are intersecting or not. First we will think about the lines are in standard form or not. The given lines are not in the standard form. What are the standard form of lines? X minus x1 upon a1, y minus y1 upon b1, z minus z1 upon c1, x minus x2 upon a2, y minus y2 upon b2, and z minus z2 upon c2. But these given lines are not in the standard form. So first thing is we will write in the standard form. So we can take negative sign as common. So here we get x minus 1 upon minus 3, okay, is equal to, and in the second term we can divide by 7. So it will be y minus 2 upon lambda upon 7, okay, is equal to z minus 3 upon 2. It is correct. It is first line, okay, and second line 7 minus 7x. Here we can divide by minus 7. After dividing by minus 7 it will be x minus 1, okay, and upon 3 lambda upon minus 7, okay. Now y minus 5 upon 1, it is absolutely correct. 6 minus z, from here we can take negative sign as a common. It will be z minus 6 upon minus 5, okay. If lines, because we have given in the question find the value of lambda so that lines are at right angles, so we will write the same thing. If lines are at right angle, then a1 a2 plus b1 b2 plus c1 c2 should be equal to 0. So here we can put the value of a1 a2 b1 b2 and c1 c2. a1 is minus 3, a2 is 3 upon 3 lambda upon minus 7 plus b1 b2, b1 is lambda upon 7, b2 means 1 plus c1 2 and c2 is minus 5 is equal to 0. Here negative negative cancel, 3 3 is a 9 lambda upon 7 plus lambda upon 7, 2 5 is a 10, or we can write positive 10 in right side. Here we have 7 7, 7 is the LCM, 9 lambda plus lambda, it will be 10 lambda is equal to 10. So 10 10 cancel one time, so we can write lambda is equal to 7. It is the answer of first part of this question. But in the next line we have given also find whether the lines are intersecting or not. We can check this determinant value, x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, z2 minus z1, a1 b1 c1 a2 b2 c2, okay. If this determinant is equal to 0, in that case we can say lines are intersecting. If the value of this determinant is not equal to 0, we can say lines are not intersecting. Okay, so we can find the value of this determinant. x2 minus x1. Here we can write x1 is 1, y1 is 2, z1 is 3. Okay, x2 is 1, y2 is minus 5, and z2 is 6. Okay, a1 is equal to minus 3, b1 is equal to lambda upon 4. Lambda upon 4 means 7 upon 7. Why? Because lambda is equal to 7. So 7 upon 7 will be 1. And c1 is equal to 2. a2 is equal to 3 lambda upon 7. We can put the value of lambda. 7 upon 7, it will be 1 and minus 3. So a2 is minus 3. b2 is equal to 1 and c2 is equal to minus 5. Okay, now we can put the value. x2 minus x1, 1 minus 1, it will be 0. Now y2 minus y1, 5 minus 2, it will be 3. z2 minus z1, 6 minus 3, it will be 3. Okay, now a1 b1 c1, minus 3 1 2, minus 3 1 2, a2 b2 c2, minus 3 1 minus 5, minus 3 1 minus 5. Okay, we can expand this value. So first row, first column, 0 is the multiple, it will be 0. First row, second column, minus 3, first row, second column, minus 3 multiply minus 5, it will be plus 15, minus 3 multiply 2, it will be minus 6, minus 6 minus plus 6, plus 3, first row, third column, minus 3, minus 3, minus minus plus 3, it will be cancelled. So here we have 15 plus 6, 21, 21 multiply 3, minus 63, and minus 63 is not equal to 0. It means lines are not intersecting. Okay, my dear student, it was our last question of section B. Now from next we will start section C from question number 11. In question number 11 we have given find the integration of sin x upon sin cube x plus cos cube x dx. So we can take I is equal to, in this question we can divide by cos cube x. So here we get 1 upon cos square x into sin x upon cos x. Okay, we are dividing by cos cube x upon sin cube x upon cos cube x plus cos cube x upon sin cube x dx. Okay, now here we can write I is equal to sin x upon cos x, it will be tan x into 1 upon cos square x, it will be sec square x upon sin cube x upon cos cube x, it will be tan cube x plus cos cube x upon cos cube x, it will be 1 after cancellation. Okay, here dx. Now we can let tan x is equal to t. Let tan x is equal to t. Then we can write sec square x dx is equal to dt. So instead of sec square x dx we can write dt, and instead of tan x we can put t. So I is equal to t dt upon t cube plus 1 Now we can factorize this term, integration t dt upon t cube plus 1 means t plus 1 into t square minus t plus 1. Okay, in this we can apply a cube plus b cube formula. Now here we will have to apply the partial fraction, because in the denominator there are two factors, t plus 1 and t square minus t plus 1. One of them is linear factor and second one is quadratic factor. So we can apply the concept of partial fraction. Let t upon t plus 1 into t square minus t plus 1 is equal to a upon t plus 1, a upon t plus 1 plus bt plus c upon t square minus t plus 1. Suppose it is equation number a. Now we can take LCM. T upon t plus 1 t square minus t plus 1 is equal to, LCM will be the product of these denominators, t plus 1 t square minus t plus 1. So here we can apply cross multiplication method, a into t square minus t plus 1 plus bt plus c into t plus 1 into t plus 1. Okay, now we can cancel t plus 1, t square minus t plus 1 to this term. So here in the left side we have t is equal to, here we can multiply at square minus at plus a. Now here we can multiply by t plus 1, t multiply bt, it will be bt square, t multiply c, it will be ct. So 1 multiply by bt, it will be bt, and 1 multiply c, it will be c. Now t is equal to t square into a plus b, because t square is the coefficient of a and as well as b. So we can take a plus b into t square plus t into minus a plus b plus c. Okay, and what is the constant term? A plus c. Now we can compare what is the coefficient of t square in right side, a plus b, and what is the coefficient of t square in left side, 0. Okay, a plus b equal to 0. Here minus a plus b plus c is the coefficient of t in right side, and what is the coefficient of t in left side? That is 1, and a plus c is constant term. We can write 0 because in the left side we don't have any constant term. So we have these three equations in a, b, c. So we will have to solve these equation. Can we write a is equal to minus c? If we will write a equal to minus c, we can put here minus a, it means plus c, minus a means plus c, plus b plus c is equal to 1, it means 2c plus b is equal to 1. Okay, so here we can write a is equal to minus b, a is equal to minus b, and a is equal to minus c. Can you see? A is equal to minus b, a is equal to minus c. It means minus b equal to minus c, or we can write b equal to c. So 2b plus b is equal to 1. It means 3b equal to 1 or b is equal to 1 upon 3. If b is equal to 1 upon 3, then c is equal to 1 upon 3, because b and c are equal. Now we have the values of b and c. Now we can find the value of a. A is equal to minus b, it means a is equal to minus 1 upon 3. Now we have all the values of constants a, b and c. Now we can put these values in equation A. Okay, it is our equation number A. So here we can put, now I is equal to t dt upon t plus 1 t square minus t plus 1, and we have changed this equation into partial fraction, because instead of this term we can write a upon t plus 1 and bt plus c upon t square minus t plus 1. So we can put the values of a, b and c. A means minus 1 upon 3. So here we can put minus 1 upon 3 upon t plus 1 plus bt plus c. B means 1 upon 3 t plus c. C means 1 upon 3 bt plus c upon, in the denominator, t square minus t plus 1. Okay, we have written here values of a, b and c, and now we will integrate. Okay, so I is equal to, we can take minus 1 upon 3 as a common. So here we get 1 upon t plus 1 and dt. From here we can take 1 upon 3 common. Here we get t plus 1 upon t square minus t plus 1. Okay, here we will have to manage in the numerator the differentiation of the denominator. So we can write I is equal to minus 1 upon 3 integration of 1 upon t plus 1 dt plus 1 upon 3. Okay, so can we write 2t minus 1, 2t minus 1, or we can divide by 2, we can divide by 2. So here we get t minus 1 upon 2. So we will have to add plus 1 upon 2 upon t square minus t plus 1 and dt. If we write in the numerator 1 upon 2 into 2t minus 1 plus 1 upon 2, it will be equal to t plus 1. Why we are writing this? Because we want to make in the numerator the differentiation of the denominator. So now we can open this. I is equal to minus 1 upon 3 integration of 1 upon t plus 1 dt plus, now we can multiply 1 upon 3, multiply this term, 1 upon 6 integration of 2t minus 1 upon t square minus t plus 1 dt plus 1 upon 3 multiply 1 upon 2, it will be 1 upon 6 integration of 1 upon t square minus t plus 1. We will have to make it into perfect square form. So coefficient of t is 1 and half of 1 is 1 upon 2 and square of 1 upon 2 will be 1 upon 4. So if we add 1 upon 4 and subtract 1 upon 4, it will be turned into a perfect square form. So we will add 1 upon 4 and minus 1 upon 4. So here we can write I is equal to minus 1 upon 3 integration of 1 upon t plus 1 dt plus 1 upon 6 integration of 2t minus 1 upon t square minus t plus 1 dt, okay, plus 1 upon 6 integration of 1 upon t square minus t plus 1. We will add 1 upon 4 and subtract 1 upon 4 to make it perfect square form. Okay, so I is equal to minus 1 upon 3 integration of t plus 1 dt plus 1 upon 6 integration of 2t minus 1 upon t square minus t plus 1 dt plus 1 upon 6 integration of 1 upon, here we can write t square plus 1 upon 2 whole square, okay, and minus 2 multiply t multiply 1 upon t, it will be t minus 1 upon 2 whole square. Okay, we are using first, second and fourth term. We will write t minus 1 upon 2 whole square. And what about 1 minus 1 upon 4? It will be 4 1 ja 4, 4 minus 1 3, 3 upon 4. So 3 upon 4. Can we write root 3 upon 2 whole square? Okay. Now it is the perfect form. Now we can write the formula. I is equal to minus 1 upon 3, 1 upon x. It will be logarithmic x. It means logarithmic t plus 1. Logarithmic t plus 1 plus 1 upon 6, 1 upon 6. T square minus t plus 1, it is the denominator, and 2t minus 1 is the differentiation which is in the numerator. So we want to integrate this function, so it will be logarithmic of denominator, t square minus t plus 1 plus 1 upon 6, 1 upon x square plus a square. It is the formula of 1 upon a tan inverse x upon a. 1 upon a means root 3 upon 2 into tan inverse x upon a. X means t minus 1 upon 2 upon a means root 3 upon 2. Okay. Now we can put the value of t. What we have written, tan x is equal to t. Now we will write tan x instead of t. So in the last line we can write I is equal to minus 1 upon 3 logarithmic tan x plus 1, logarithmic tan x plus 1 plus 1 upon 6 t square minus t. It means tan square x minus tan x plus 1. Okay. And 2 will be in the numerator, 2 3 is 6, it will be 3 root 3 plus 1 upon 3 root 3 tan inverse. It will be 2 will be cancelled, 2t minus 1, it means 2 tan x, 2 tan x minus 1 upon root 3, and it is indefinite integration because we don't have limits, so we can add any constant c. Now we start question number 12. Find the area of the region bounded by the curve x square equal to 4y and the straight line x is equal to 4y minus 2. Okay, first of all we will have to find the points of intersection where the parabola and line will intersect. So x square is equal to 4y, we can let it is equation number 1, and x is equal to 4y minus 2, it is equation number 2nd. From equation 2nd, 4y is equal to x plus 2. Okay, 2 will be positive in the left side. Put this value in equation first. Okay, x square is equal to 4y, x square is equal to 4y means x plus 2, or we can write x square minus x minus 2 is equal to 0. Now we have this quadratic equation. Okay, we have to find factors of 2. Such factors, their difference would be 1. Okay, so 2 1s are 2 and 2 minus 1 will be 1. So x square minus 2x plus x minus 2 equal to 0. So x minus 2 will be common. Here we get x plus 1 equal to 0. If x minus 2 equal to 0, then x is equal to plus 2. And if x plus 1 equal to 0, then x is equal to minus 1. Okay, now we have these two values of x, so we can find the value of y. If x is equal to 2, then we can put here 2 plus 2 4, 4y is equal to 4, it means y is equal to 1. If x is equal to minus 1, then we can put here minus 1 plus 2, it will be plus 1. 4y equal to 1, then y is equal to 1 upon 4. Okay, now we have points of intersection. X is equal to 2, y is equal to 1, and x is equal to -1, then y equal to 1 upon 4. Now we have this point of intersection, so we can draw the diagram. It's our Cartesian plane, x, x dash, y, y dash. Okay, so parabola will be in the positive direction of y axis. We have this point of intersection. 2, 1 will be in the first quadrant and -1, 1 upon 4 will be in the second quadrant. So we can plot here. Suppose it is 2 and 1. Okay, and -1 and 1 upon 4. Suppose this one point is -1 and 1 upon 4. Okay, so line will be pass through these 2 points. Okay, but you have to draw the diagram with the help of scale. So it is the equation x is equal to 4y minus 2, and it is the parabola x square is equal to 4y. Okay, it is -1. You can draw the perpendicular. It is -1. Same thing you can apply here. It is +2. Okay, so you have to find the area of this bounded region. Clearly we can see lower limit is -2 and upper limit is +2. So area of the bounded region, area of the bounded region, A is equal to limit -1 to 2. Limit will be -1 to 2. What is the upper boundary? Upper boundary is of the line. Okay, and we have the straight line x is equal to 4y minus 2. X is equal to 4y minus 2. So here we can put the value of y. Y is equal to 1 upon 4. Y is equal to 1 upon 4 into x plus 2 dx. Okay, minus this boundary will cover the complete area from the x axis, but we don't want this one area. Okay, so we can minus this one area, and this one area is bounded with the boundary of the parabola. Okay, so we can write here limit -1 to 2. What is the equation of parabola? X square is equal to 4y, so we can write here y is equal to x square upon 4 dx. Okay, a is equal to 1 upon 4 integration of x plus 2. It will be x square upon 2 plus 2x. Okay, lower limit is -1 and upper limit is +2. Minus 1 upon 4 will be out of the integration sign. X square integration, it will be x cube upon 3. Lower limit is -1, upper limit is 2. So here we can put the values of limit. So what is the upper limit? Upper limit is 2. If we will put the upper limit, 2 square will be 4. 4 upon 2, it will be 2 plus 2 to the 4 minus square of -1 will be +1, 1 upon 2, and 2 multiply -1, it will be -2. Okay, minus 1 upon 4 and multiply 1 upon 3. This 3 will be multiplied by 4. So here we have x cube. Now we will put upper limit. So tell me one thing, what will be the cube of 2? 8 minus, and cube of -1, it will be -1, and minus minus plus 1. A is equal to 1 upon 4, 2 plus 4, it will be 6 minus 1 upon 2 minus 2, it will be -3 upon 2, and negative sign is also out of the bracket. It means it will be +3 upon 2. Minus 1 upon 4 3 is 12. Multiply 8 plus 1 9. 3 3 is 9. 3 4 is 12. a is equal to 1 upon 4, 6 to the 12, 12 plus 3, 15 upon 2 minus 3 upon 4. Now we can write 15 upon 8, 15 upon 8 minus 3 upon 4. Now we can take the LCM. LCM of 8 and 4 will be 8. 8 1 ja 8, 1 multiply 15, it will be 15 minus 4 2 ja 8, 2 3 ja 6. So 15 minus 6, it will be 9 upon 8. So 9 upon 8 square units will be the answer. Okay student, it was your question number 12, and in question number 12 also you have given two choices. You can select any one of the questions. Find the area of the region in the first quadrant enclosed by the x-axis, the line y is equal to x, and the circle x square plus y square is equal to 32. Okay, so initially we will find the point of intersection of line and circle. So y is equal to x, suppose it is equation number 1, and x square plus y square is equal to 32, suppose it is equation number 2. So we can put y is equal to x in equation number 2. X square plus x square is equal to 32. 2x square is equal to 32. 16, x square is equal to 16. So x is equal to plus minus 4, but we have to find the area in first quadrant. Okay, so we will take only positive side. X is equal to 4. If x is equal to 4, then y is also equal to 4. Hence 4 4 is the point of intersection. 4 4 is the point of intersection. Equation of circle is x square plus y square is equal to r square. Okay, it is the square of radius. So here r square is equal to 32. So we can write 4 4 is 16, 2 is 32. So it means 4 root 2 will be the radius of the circle. Now we can draw the diagram. X axis, x dash, y axis, and negative direction of y, that is y dash. Okay, so it is the circle with radius 4 root 2. So it is the origin. Now we have y is equal to x is a straight line. So it will pass through the origin. Okay, and point of intersection of this line and circle is 4 4. So this line will pass through, look like, okay, so this one is 4 4, y is equal to x. Okay, and it is the circle x square plus y square is equal to 32. So we have to find the area of this bounded region. Okay, but we can draw the perpendicular. We can draw the perpendicular because we will have to use two boundaries. One of them is line and second one is circle. So area of bounded region. Area of bounded region. A is equal to limit 0 to this one point is 0 0 origin. This one point will be 4 0 and this one point will be 4 root 2 and 0. So first integration limit will be from 0 to 4. Okay, and y is equal to x. So we can write x dx plus, okay, this one area plus this one area. So limit will be from 4 to 4 root 2. 4 to 4 root 2. And what is the value of y? X square plus y square is equal to 32. So y is equal to 32 minus x square. Y is equal to 32 minus y square and square root. So 32 we can write 4 root 2 square minus x square and square root. Okay, a is equal to x square upon 2, lower limit is 0, upper limit is 4, plus it is the formula of in the square root a square minus x square. What will be the formula of a square minus x square? Here we can write a square minus x square in the square root. It will be x upon 2 in the square root a square minus x square plus a square upon 2 into sine inverse x upon a plus c is any constant. X upon 2 means 2 in the square root a square minus x square. A means 4 root 2 square minus x square plus a square upon 2. A square means 4 root 2 square upon 2 into sine inverse x upon a. X means x, a means 4 root 2. Now we can apply the limits. Lower limit is 4 and upper limit is 4 root 2. Okay, now we will have to put the limit. A is equal to 1 upon 2. We will put 4 instead of x. So 4 square will be 16 minus 0 square will be 0 plus x upon 2. Upper limit is 4 root 2. So here we will put 4 root 2 upon 2 in the square root. We have 32. Okay, 4 root 2 square means 32. 32 minus x square. X square means 4 root 2. So it will be 32 plus 4 root 2 whole square upon 2. 4 root 2 whole square means 32 upon 2. It will be 16. Sine inverse 4 root 2 upon 4 root 2, it will be 1. Okay, so it is the answer of upper limit minus lower limit. Lower limit is 4, so 4 upon 2 in the square root. 4 root 2 square, it will be 32 minus x square means 16. 4 square means 16 plus 32 upon 2, it will be 16. Sine inverse 4 upon 4 root 2. 4 will be cancelled. It will be 1 upon root 2. It is the answer of lower limit. Now we can simplify. 16 upon 2, it will be 8. 32 minus 32, it will be cancelled. So 0 and 16 multiply sine inverse 1. It will be pi by 2. So 2 8 the 16. It will be 8 pi. Okay, and minus 32 minus 16, it will be 16, and square root of 16, it will be 4, and 4 to the 8 minus 8. 16 multiply sine inverse 1 upon root 2. Sine inverse 1 upon root 2 will be equal to pi by 4. So 4 4 the 16, it will be 4 pi with negative sign. Okay, now you can see clearly 8 and minus 8, it will be cancelled. 8 pi minus 4 pi, so you will get 4 pi square units. Okay student, it was your question number 12. Now we will start question number 13. Find the shortest distance between the lines r vector equal to 3i cap plus 2j cap minus 4k cap plus lambda into I cap plus 2j cap plus 2k cap and r vector equal to 5i cap minus 2j cap plus mu into 3i cap plus 2j cap plus 6k cap. Okay, if lines intersect, then find the point of intersection. Okay, we have to find two things in this question. One of them is shortest distance between these two lines, and if the line intersect, then find the point of intersection. So these are in the form of r vector is equal to a1 plus lambda into b1 and r vector is equal to a2 vector plus lambda into b2 vector. Okay, we can find the values of a1 b1 a2 b2 by comparing. So a1 vector is equal to 3i cap plus 2j cap minus 4k cap. B1 vector is equal to I cap plus 2j cap plus 2k cap. Okay. A2 vector is equal to 5i cap minus 2j cap, or we can write 0k cap. Okay. So B2 vector is equal to 3i cap plus 2j cap plus 6k cap. So now we have all the values of A1, B1, A2 and B2. So for shortest distance, there is a formula of shortest distance. You can see here, SD is equal to mod of B1 cross B2 dot A2 minus A1, A2 minus A1 upon B1 cross B2 mod. Okay. So for finding the value of shortest distance, we will have to find the value of B1 cross B2 and A2 minus A1. So A2 minus A1. 5 minus 3, it will be 2i cap. Minus 2, it will be minus 4j. And 0 minus 4, it will be plus 4k. Now B1 cross B2. Cross product B1 cross B2, I cap, j cap, k cap. What are the coefficients of I? 1, 3, 2, 2, 2, 6. So here we can find the value after expanding. I cap, first row, first column, 2 multiply 6, 12, minus 2 to the 4, minus j cap, first row, second column, it will be 6 minus 2 3 the 6, plus k cap, first row, third column, 1 multiply 2, 2, 3 multiply 2, it will be 6. So 12 minus 4, 8, I cap, 6 minus 6, 0, it will be 0, j cap, and 2 minus 6, it will be minus 4 k cap. So it is the value of B1 cross B2. Now we have to find the mode of B1 cross B2. Okay. Square of 8, 64, plus 0 plus square of 4, it will be 16. 16 plus 64, it will be 80. Okay, square root of 80. 6 plus 4, 0, and 1 plus 6, 7, plus 1, 8. So square root of 80 is the answer of B1 cross B2 and modulus. So now we will find the dot product of B1 cross B2 and A2 minus A1. Is equal to B1 cross B2 is 8i minus 4k, 8i cap minus 4k cap. Okay, dot A2 minus A1, A2 minus A1, 2 minus 4, 4, 2 minus 4 and 4. Okay, so it will be 8 to the 16 and minus 4 multiply 4. Multiplication of k will be with the multiplication of k. So 4 4 the 16. It means it is 0. Okay. B1 cross B2 dot A2 minus A1 is 0. So here we can put SD is equal to. So here we can write 0 upon in the square root 80. So answer will be 0. Now here we can see clearly shortest distance is 0. Shortest distance is 0. It means we can equate both the equations. So we can write 3i cap plus 2j cap minus 4k cap plus lambda into I cap plus 2j cap plus 2k cap. is equal to 5 I cap minus 2 j cap plus mu into 3 I cap plus 2 j cap plus 6 k cap. Okay, now we can compare the coefficients. 3 plus lambda, 3 plus lambda is the coefficient of I in left side, and 5 plus 3 mu, 5 plus 3 mu is the coefficient of I in right side. Okay, it means we have a equation 3 plus lambda equal to 5 plus 3 mu. So we can consider equation first, and 2 plus 2 lambda, 2 plus 2 lambda is equal to minus 2 plus 2 mu, minus 2 plus 2 mu is the coefficient of j cap in right side, and here minus 4 plus 2 lambda, minus 4 plus 2 lambda is the coefficient of k cap in left side, and here there is no coefficient in the first part, and mu multiplies 6, it is 6 mu is the coefficient of k cap. Suppose equation number second and equation number third, if we multiply by 2 in equation number 1, okay, so it will be 6 plus 2 lambda, 6 plus 2 lambda equal to 10 plus 6 mu. So 6 minus 2 it will be 4, 6 minus 2 it will be 4, 2 lambda minus 2 lambda, lambda will be cancelled. So 10 minus minus 2 it will be 12, and 6 mu minus 2 mu it will be 4 mu. Okay, 6 mu minus 2 mu it will be 4 mu. So here 4 minus 12 it will be minus 8 is equal to 4 mu. 4 to the 8, it means mu is equal to minus 2, mu is equal to minus 2. Now we will put this value in any equation. So 3 plus lambda is equal to 5 plus 3 mu, 5 plus 3 mu, mu means minus 2. So 3 plus lambda is equal to 5 minus 6. So 3 plus lambda is equal to 5 minus 6, it will be minus 1. So lambda is equal to minus 1 and minus 3, it will be minus 4. So lambda is equal to minus 4 and mu is equal to minus 2. Okay student, it was your question number 13. Now we will start question number 14. Question number 14, we have given board exam are nearby. Okay, so Mr. Ali decided to check the preparation of the few weak students in the class. He chooses 4 students A, B, C and D. Then a problem in mathematics is given to the 4 students. Their chances to solving the problem respectively are 1 by 3, 1 by 4, 1 by 5 and 2 by 3. Then based on the given information, answer the following questions. What is the probability that in the first part the problem will be solved, okay, by anyone, and in the second part at most one of them solve the problem. In a class there are 4 students naming as A, B, C, D, and probability of their solving the problem are 1 by 3, 1 by 4, 1 by 5 and 2 by 3. So we have to find the probability of these 2 situations. Okay, now let probability of A is equal to 1 by 3. We can write P of A. P of B is equal to 1 by 4. P of C is equal to 1 by 5 and P of D is equal to 2 by 3. Okay, so we can find the probability of not solving the problem. It means P A bar is equal to 1 minus 1 upon 3, it will be 2 upon 3. Probability of B bar 1 minus 1 upon 4, it will be 3 upon 4. Probability of C bar, it will be 1 minus 1 upon 5, it means 4 upon 5. Probability of D bar, it will be equal to 1 minus 1 2 upon 3, it will be 1 upon 3. Okay, so according to first condition, the problem will be solved. It means probability of A union B union C union D. Okay, it means we can find 1 minus probability of A bar multiply probability of B bar multiply probability of C bar multiply probability of D bar. Okay, now we can put the values. 1 minus PA bar 2 upon 3 multiply 3 upon 4 multiply 4 upon 5 multiply 1 upon 3. So 1 minus 3 cancel. Okay, 4 cancel. So here we get 2 1s are 2. Okay, minus 5 3s are 15. So we can take the LCM. 15 1s are 15 minus 2, it will be 13 upon 15. So 13 upon 15 is the probability to solve the problem. Okay, now in the second part, we have given at most one of them solve the problem. It means none of them solve the problem. It is the part of this sentence. So here we can write required probability is equal to, so A does not solve the problem, it means PA bar. B does not solve the problem, PB bar. C does not solve the problem, PC bar. D does not solve the problem, PD bar. Okay, no one solved the problem. It is one case. Or means plus. Okay, or means plus. A solved the problem. So PA, PB bar, PC bar, PD bar. It means P solve the problem, B, C, D do not solve the problem. Plus, now this time A does not solve the problem, B solve the problem. So we will write PA bar, PB, PC bar, PD bar. Okay. Now this time B and A does not solve the problem, C solve the problem. So we will write PA bar, PB bar, PC. Okay, PC because C solve the problem and D does not solve the problem. Plus this time D solve the problem. So PA bar, PB bar, PC bar and PD. Okay, it will be little bit lengthy. Now we can find, so PA bar 2 upon 3 multiply. Now PB bar 3 upon 4, PC bar 4 upon 5, PD bar 1 upon 3 plus PA 1 upon 3, PB bar 3 upon 4, PC bar 4 upon 5, PD bar 1 upon 3 plus here PA bar 2 upon 3, PB means 1 upon 4, PC bar 4 upon 5 and PD bar 1 upon 3 plus here PA bar means 2 upon 3, PB bar 3 upon 4, PC, now C solve the problem, 1 upon 5 and PD bar means 1 upon 3 plus PA bar 2 upon 3 multiply PB bar 3 upon 4, PC bar 4 upon 5 and PD 2 upon 3. Now we have to solve. 3 cancel, 4 cancel, okay, 3 cancel, 4 cancel, here 4 cancel, okay, and 3 cancel, here 2 2s are 4 and 2 2s are 4, 3 will be cancelled, okay. Now we can solve. 2 1s are 2, 2 1s are 2 and 5 3s are 15, so 2 upon 15 plus, here we have 1 upon 5 multiply 3, 1 upon 15 plus 2 1s are 2, 3 5s are 15, 15 3s are 45, so we have 2 upon 45 plus, here we have 1 1s are 1 and 2 5s are 10, 3s are 30, 1 upon 30 plus, here we have, we can cancel 2 by 2, okay, so 4 upon 5 3s are 15, 4 upon 15. You can see very clearly here 2 upon 15, 1 upon 15 and 4 upon 15. 4 plus 1, 5 plus 2, 7, 7 upon 15, 7 upon 15 plus 2 upon 45, 2 upon 45 plus 1 upon 30. Now you can take the LCM. 15, 45 and 30. 15 and 30, it will be 30, and LCM of 30 and 45, 90, okay. LCM will be 90. So 15 6 ja 90 and 6 7 ja 42 plus 45 2 ja 90, 2 2 ja 4 plus 30 3 ja 90, 3 1 ja 3. It will be 42 plus 7, 49 upon 90 will be the correct answer. Okay student, you will have to prepare yourself for the case study based question. So my dear student, today we have solved complete sample paper of CBSE Mathematics Term 2 examination. If you have any query, then you can ask definitely, okay. So thank you so much for watching this long video. Thanks a lot.